Alright, so we're going to talk about the next cycle here. Things are pretty much, looks exactly the same. A couple things changed, I'll tell you that in a second. I changed everything to a landscape format. Alright, so let me go more into detail with that. So instead of having all 4 days on the same page for the whole week, now it's going to be the same day for all 4 weeks on one page. And that's going to allow me to write a lot more information for you guys, make things a little more clear. I'll be able to elaborate more on the exercises. Because before, the way it was set up when I had the whole week on one page, I wasn't able to write too much. I had to kind of cram it in there. So now I have a lot more room to elaborate. So you'll see everything's the same here. Sets by reps, and then have the weight. But for example, back squat, you have 2 sets. For example, 2 sets of 3. Week 1, 174. Week 2, 180. Week 3, 184. Whatever your max is, when you plug them in, it'll change. It'll still change. So make sure you change your maxes up top, and you plug in the numbers. Because if you don't plug in the right numbers, you're gonna get that. All right. So make sure you plug in the right number here. Okay. All right. So this new format gives me a lot more room to write a lot more. So for example, day 1, week 1, you'll do 2 sets of 3 back squat, 174, then 2 sets of 6 at 150, and 2 sets of 12 at 120 if your back squats, whatever the max was I put there. So week 2, you'll do 2 sets of 3 at 180, 2 sets of 6 at 160, 2 sets of 12 at 130. Week 3, for example, 2 sets of 3, 184, you get it. Okay, so all 4 weeks are on one page for day 1. Same thing for day 2. Okay, so this allows me to write a lot more info for you to elaborate. Same thing here, remaining deadlifts, you got 3 sets of 10, RPE 8. Okay, so if the next week, week 2, it still says RPE 8. So if the weight is if it still feels heavy, then you'll still stick with the same weight. But if the next week you did the same weight and the RP was lower, like 7, then you need to add the weight, because every time you do it, for example, if it's 8, it should feel like you only have 2 reps left. Sumo stance, remaining deadlift. So you're gonna get into a wide stance for the remaining deadlifts here. Now for this here, and then you're gonna do the hamstring curl superset. Bulgarian split squats, alright? You can do 3 sets of it, and it's going to be 8, 8, 8. The first 8, you're going to hold 2 dumbbells. Second 8, you're going to hold 1 dumbbell. You're going to drop the dumbbell on the opposite of the lead leg. And then the last 8, you're going to do no weight. And it's all done back to back for 1 set. Alright? So that's why here it's the RPE is 10, because by the time you get to that no weight, it's going to be failure. Alright, so pick a dumbbell. So the first 8, you feel like you have 2 reps left. And then by the time you do the 1 dumbbell, you feel like you have 1 rep left, and then these ones will be failure. Alright, so there's no rest in between those. Okay, so same format, just all 4 weeks on one day. Cable hip extension, that's a new exercise you guys never done, so I put the YouTube link here. Alright, so another benefit I can really elaborate. Alright, 4 sets, 15 per leg, yada yada yada. Alright, make sure you look at the rest. Day 2, same thing here. You got 3 sets of 5, 6, 7, whatever your max is. 3 sets of 12 afterwards, same lift. Alright, lower trap raise, new exercise. However, you got the YouTube link here, right? Make sure you pay attention to the RP, because see how it says 7? It's not supposed to be insanely heavy. Alright, it's supposed to be done with really good form. So make sure you really pay attention. Alright, see how this progresses here, week by week. That means you should be pushing yourself harder. Okay, so the dumbbell row 3x6 first week should be 9. Next week it'll be 9.5. It's basically just about maximum effort there. So make sure you're paying attention to all those RPEs. Alright, you have 3 main lifts today on day 3. Pause front squat, 2 seconds at the bottom. Then you're going to do a front squat afterwards, 2 sets of 10. And then deficit deadlift 3 sets of 8. That's a really tough day. Front rack barbell lunges. You're going to do barbell lunges, but now you're going to hold it like a front squat. Good mornings. You're going to pause 1 second at the bottom. Make sure you start light. Okay? Start light with that. Alright? So, this here, hamstring curl, you're gonna do 2 sets of 8, but all right, so the whole set, it goes like this: hamstring curl, 8 reps, wall sit, 30 seconds, hamstring curl, 16 reps, wall sit, again, for 30 seconds, okay? That's one set, all right? So you have the superset, C1, C2, C3, C4, okay? So you're doing 2 rounds of this entire thing, all right? Feet wide, 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, means your legs are gonna be far apart. And for the close one together, they're gonna be really close, okay? So that's how you're gonna do those wall sits there. Day 4, you're gonna have some basic, really straightforward upper body movements. Incline, close grip, bench press, slight incline, all right? So very low incline, and then pull-ups afterwards, all right? Then you got some biceps and triceps. Then you're gonna straight into a high intensity interval training workout. All right, so you're gonna do 30 seconds max push-ups, 30 seconds max sit-ups, back to back, 30 seconds rest, okay? That's all you get, 30 seconds rest. Then you're gonna repeat that 3 times, okay? 3 times total, all right? So do it, the whole thing 3 times. Then you're gonna rest a minute, that's your little break there, walk around, do whatever you gotta do. Then you're gonna do 45 seconds Russian kettlebell swing, 15-second rest afterwards. 1 minute of step ups on the box at just above knee height, and then 30 seconds of dips immediately afterwards on the box you just used or the bench. You're gonna repeat that whole thing 3 times, and then you're gonna rest a minute again, and then you're gonna do a Tabata burpees. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, cardio and abs. You have a little sprint workout here. You can do this either behind the gym or at a track, something like that. Just make sure you have the right distances, or it'll be really difficult. And then you have your ab workouts here. Do it twice a week, any of these. Pick whatever one you want, just make sure you cover them all, alright? Alright, ask questions, email, text, Facebook group, whatever. Just make sure you keep on videotaping your heavy lifts for form checks on the main lifts. Alright? Any questions, let me know.